Hey Max, I know you guys talked about how close of a group you guys have been all season long, and I know obviously the end of the season is still fresh. But what are the conversations like with your teammates? As you get set to go in the off season, coming to the rink for the final time this year.
Yeah, there's a lot of, I think, still built up frustration on myself personally. It's tough to go. It still stings to go out against your old team like that. And you mentioned the tightness of our group. I think every team that makes it down in the Final Four will say the same thing about what they feel in the locker room. And, we care about each other in that room. And to come up short definitely stings when, we went out there and we beat, you know, who many people thought was the best team in the league and then fall short. And we played a good series against Colorado and then obviously not as good against Montreal. And that stings. And it'll take a little while here for it to settle in and get over it. And then at some point, you got to use that as motivation to get ready for next year.
Next question for Max today goes to Ben Goetz from the Las Vegas Review-Journal.
Hey, Max, just now looking back, just what was this year like with the condensed schedule, division-only format? Just how unique of a year was this?
Yeah, it's definitely unique, and I think that's why we had such high hopes as we had battled through so much adversity, all the positive tests, all the rules, and all the false positives, a lot of injuries too, and our group, battled through all that adversity, and ultimately we got to the point where we wanted to get and thought that we'd be able to take it further, and I think that's what makes it sting a little bit more is that we know that we battled through so much and stuck together and had the right mindset and it was definitely a tough year on players all over the league and their families with rules and restrictions and no fans in some arenas. And I thought we handled it really well right up there till the very end. And it makes it a little bit harder of a pill to swallow.
Next, we'll go to Justin Emerson from the Las Vegas Sun.
The power play in the Montreal series kind of sticks out, but Pete said this morning that he didn't think that was just a this year problem, that going back to the bubble last year, I think he used the word mediocre. I'm just curious kind of what you think of the power play and how maybe that can improve going into next season.
Yeah, I mean, the power play is the reason why when we look at the offense around the league, I think a lot of our guys actually were up there with, some of the best in the league in the playoffs when it comes to 5-on-5 scoring. Where those guys separated themselves was the power play. And especially in the playoffs, it's so hard to create offense. You have to rely on your power play to get, if you're not scoring, at least get looks, get chances, feel the puck. And I feel that it, went the opposite way with our group. In fact, made guys probably doubt themselves a little bit, lose a little bit of confidence. We didn't make many plays on the power play. And I think it had a negative impact on the guys who were out there and the team as a whole with momentum swing. So we have to figure it out. Being so fresh, don't have an easy fix or an easy answer as to why, but it's something that has to get addressed and have to figure out how we can be a difference maker in a positive direction down the road.
I'll take two more questions from Max. Next one goes to David Shane with the Las Vegas Review-Journal.
Hey, Max, can you take us through the chance you had in overtime the other night? Maybe just how much that one's going to linger and sting with you, to use your word.
Yeah, I mean, it does, but it was a good play by Stevie to drive through the middle and kick it out to me. Price had been making a lot of saves, and kind of in a split second, you decide if you want to try and go 5-hole or try and go upstairs, and obviously I tried to go 5-hole, but it didn't end up working. And it was one of my better chances in the series, and would have been a nice story to tell if I converted on that and we came home and played Game 7 today, but wasn't able to, and it's the way hockey goes sometimes.
Last question today from Max Pacioretty comes from Christopher Chapman, Fox Sports Las Vegas.
Yeah, hey, Max. Under normal circumstances, you get to this point in the season, you have a pretty short off season. Now you guys are going to have an even shorter off season because of the circumstances. So what types of challenges will that be? And in a way, is it kind of a good thing because you guys are highly motivated going into next season?
I think, everyone handles it differently in terms of how they want to prepare for the next season and use it as motivation. But myself personally, this is I would say the best year I've ever felt in terms of maintaining. So I don't think I have as much work to do. At least start my foundation as I normally do. With the quarantine and whatnot, I actually built a gym in my house. Was able to use it during the year, and I think that helped allow me to keep a level of fitness that I haven't really had in the years past. So I'm looking forward to putting in the work this off season. But like I said, I'm starting at a better base than years before. So for me, the short turnaround will, I think, be beneficial. And sometimes it can drag out. I've been on teams, you don't make the playoffs, and you just feel like you're lifting weights all summer, and it just feels like the season's never going to come. I've already looked at the schedule and the calendar, and I think it's a perfect amount of time for myself personally to get ready, and I'm sure other guys feel the same way.
Thanks, Max.
Thank you.